Nick Sirianni joins us typically on Tuesdays, this week on Wednesday. And Nick is brought to us by Bud Light. Join Ava this Sunday before the Eagles take on the Baltimore Ravens at the Top Tomato Bar in Philadelphia. You can win. That's where Ava will be. That's not where the game will be. The game will be in Baltimore.
Important clarification.
I got to get this written
the
right way. Hey, win tickets to the next Eagles home game and, of course, merchandise with Bud Light. All right, the Eagles head coach will be coaching this one and the next one and the next one after that. Nick Sirianni. Nick, good morning to you.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Good morning, Nick.
Hey.
So, Nick, congratulations first and foremost. I mean, a 7-game winning streak is a tremendous, tremendous accomplishment. You got to be incredibly proud of your football team right now.
Yeah, we played good. We played a good game on Sunday. I thought it was a complete game, just offense, defense, and special teams. And we're not really thinking about how many we've won in a row. All we're thinking about is the tough game we got ahead, and putting all our attention and focus on Baltimore Ravens.
Nick, I heard you say something, and we all heard it post game. Because the audio got released by your squad. Your message to the team, in a nutshell, staying focused, staying locked in. We've heard you say that a few times this year. How often during the week do you come back to that to keep them totally locked in? Because complacency is part of human nature. And how much of a challenge is it for you as a coach to make sure you just keep drilling that into the guys?
Yeah, that's definitely part of human nature, and so that you have to fight that. There's a lot of things you have to fight, throughout the adversities and the triumphs of a long season. And so our job is to truly just get better every single day, and so you try to lock them into that every day. So I say every day we talk about that and what we want, what our goals are, what we want to accomplish, and you can't get those things unless you put your head down and work every single day. And again, we understand that you're only as good as your last game, and we got to go out and play a good game this week. And so the only way to do that is to put in the work. Put in the work in walkthrough, put in the work in the meeting room, put in the work at practice. Put in the work of getting your bodies healthy. Through the training room and all the rehab stuff. So it's a grind, but that's what you love about the NFL. It's a grind, and it's putting your head down and going back at it every single week. And it takes true mental toughness, and that's what our mission is, and that's what our goal is.
Nick, we speaking of mental toughness, we talked to Brandon Graham and what he's going through with his injury. It's really tough. Replacing his production is also really tough. Who do you think you'll lean on the most to replace BG's production on the field? But more importantly, how hard is it? What are the challenges for you as his coach to keep him involved with the team while he's injured? Because he means so much to the general morale of the guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think to answer the first part of your question on the field, I think it's never, when you're replacing a stud like BG, it's never just one guy, right? Everyone has to make up for it, right? And so Sweaty might have to have a couple more reps, and Nolan Smith might have to have a couple more reps, and Jalen Hunt might have a couple more reps. We have some different thoughts of some other guys on the roster. We added a guy to the roster yesterday. And so, it's never just one man taking, especially when it's a dude like BG, of completely saying, "Hey, you got it all." That's not. We have the pieces. We have a lot of good guys and a lot of good options, and I'm obviously excited about our depth. So bummed about BG. I think I shared this in my press conference yesterday that early in my college career had a kind of a terrible injury that I had to go through, and one of the hardest things that I had to watch every single day was my teammates going to practice, or my teammates leaving to go to a game, and just I would sob. I'd be in there. I just loved football so much, and I wasn't able to be a part of that. And so I always thought, like, my head coach there did such a good job of making me feel a part of it. And we need, like, it's not even going to be about me telling. BG knows how much I need him, and I've told him, hey, we need you around, and you're a part of it. Everything, we need him to be a part of it, because he's still. You guys talk to him. He's like one of the best teammates that you could imagine, and you can't have a bad day around Brandon Graham and his energy that he brings every single day.
Yeah.
Fortunately for us, he can still do that part of it, right? And he's got that. He's got everyone's ear, and everyone respects him, and everybody looks up to him. And so he's going to be leading from a different lens. But I have no doubt in my mind that he's going to be leading, and our success is still tied to the leadership of Brandon Graham. And I think that it's huge, not only for Brandon and him going through what he's going through, but for us as a football team, because we need him desperately through this last part of the season.
Nick, another just massive story is Saquon and the potential that he could be setting all sorts of records, all-time records, NFL records. How much responsibility do you feel over those records? Balancing the responsibility of this opportunity. Basically, if you hand it off to Saquon enough, he will set the all-time season rushing record. But his health is so critical to this team's success. How do you balance that part of it?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think that it's hard to start thinking about that now because there's so much left of the season, and you do have to think of the health of our guys. And I've told you guys this before. You think of the health of your guys Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And then what happens in the game, you think about it as well. If we can get Saquon out in the fourth quarter, which we've been blessed to be able to do this past month of the season. And so, but you do everything you can do to win the football game. And so I think when you start to think about records and stuff like that, you think about that near the end of the season, like, hey, he's got 2 more carries to get, or 10 more yards to get the all-time record. Well, that's when you have to think about that and try to get and get him those accolades and those records when you get there, because there's so much more football to play. And so we've always thought like that of, hey, who's the guy that's close in the record, this and that, because you want them to be able to get that. I mean, you go back to my first year here. In 2021, we rested our guys going into the playoffs against the Cowboys, but Smitty had an opportunity to break the rookie record for yards in a season, and we played him to get him that record. Now, we didn't think about that 4 weeks beforehand, 5 weeks beforehand. We thought about it that week and said, hey, okay, give him the extra. Throw him the first couple balls, and then we got him out of there. Throw him the first couple balls to get him that.
Yeah.
Sure.
And so I want these records are cool. These are special. Like, they're fun to be a part of. And so you're always trying to do that for the guys. But I think if you think about it too far in advance, I don't think that's good business. And all you're trying to do is win every game. And so, if Saquon's running the ball like he is now, we're having a chance to win. And so those things will take care of themselves as the season continues.
And Nick Sirianni with us here, and obviously, Nick, a happy Thanksgiving to you and your family, and I'll move from that to coaching. It's Thursday tomorrow. It's also Thanksgiving. Is there anything different, or is it a normal Thursday for your football team as you prepare them for Baltimore?
Yeah, it's a normal Thursday. Now, do we make some adjustments to the schedule to allow the guys to be home with their families a little bit longer? We do. I don't want to sound like a complete jerk, but, we definitely do that. But my experience is there's always going to be something like this. Oh, it's Christmas week. Oh, it's Thanksgiving week. Oh, it's a short week. Oh, I'm going home here. Like, your focus has to be so laser focused. And I mean, this is a product of me growing up at, with Larry Karras, my college coach. Nobody was harder on this football team than Larry Karras at Mount Union Thanksgiving Day practice. It was a tough practice.
Did you tackle to the ground?
We did not tackle to the ground. We did not tackle the ground in 2003, 2-1. But but it was you couldn't make a mistake in that practice because he wanted everyone laser focused, and that's how I feel. And I'll say that to the coaches and the players tomorrow. I want to focus on today. But being laser focused in the midst of things where your mind could be elsewhere. Like, all that matters is that we have a good tomorrow. We got to have a good day today, but you asked me about tomorrow. It's tomorrow that we have to have a super productive day to be ready for Sunday. And so, that's a challenge because human nature, like you said, complacency, is human nature. And so is, when you have something fun for the rest of the day to think about, that's an obstacle too. So we have to fight that and just be locked into the moment and tomorrow will be challenging. And I'll be on them tomorrow. And the guys that have been here, they know that. And but once it's done, then you like, I don't want anyone to say Happy Thanksgiving to me tomorrow. I told my staff, don't say it to me until after practice. Then we can tell each other how much we were thankful for each other. But until then, it's freaking Thursday, and we got to get ready.
That's funny. Hey, Nick, great. It's a big game on Sunday, and that's obviously part of why you're going to be so locked in tomorrow to prepare for it. So, fans obviously think in terms of, I can't wait to see my team against another great team. How does my team stack up to a great team? Do you as a coach have that same sort of mindset when you're about to face? I mean, most people in America think these are two of the top 5 teams in pro football. Do you have a little extra something in your mind that says, I can't wait to see how we stack up against them?
Man, I'm so boring now. I get it, but that's the mindset you have to have. That you have to. If I have extra motivation or an extra whatever juice for a game against, man, no doubt about it, the Baltimore Ravens are a phenomenal opponent. But if I have more energy or want to or whatever it is for that game than I do a game a month ago, then I'm a bad coach. Like,
But Nick, what about intrigue? Because I get you, it's not going to be extra motivated. What about intrigue? I'm intrigued to see how my team.
I'm boring. I'm boring, man. I'm boring. Like, you have to stick to the process over, and that is something. And you guys don't have to do that. You guys are in the media, and the fans don't have to do that. But my job as a head football coach, and our job as coaches, and our job as players, is to be completely locked in every single time we step on the practice field. Single time we step on it's boring. It's not. It doesn't make for a great story. I get it. But the boring is what makes it great. Like, the boring and that's what makes it mentally tough, and I love that part about the game. And so we are going in like that.
Nick, I respect that very, very much. Hey, Nick, to your family and to yourself and your loved ones, a happy Thanksgiving to all of you. And again, congratulations on what you've been doing, and big time happy Thanksgiving. I hope you enjoy tomorrow.
Well, happy Thanksgiving to y'all as well, and then to everybody in the city. Appreciate everybody.
All right, thanks, Nick.
Thanks, Nick.
Good luck on Sunday.
Happy Thanksgiving.
There he is, Eagles head coach Nick Sirianni. 215-592-9494.
He is locked in, man.
Yes.
I love it, dude. It's football.
So it's
nothing else.
It's the
great.
exact opposite. Ruben, you'll remember this. Buddy Ryan. I mean, we're going to kick the Cowboys' ass. And he often would. But then they would usually lose the next week. Maybe not the next week after Dallas, but you get my point. They would lose to freaking Phoenix or Indianapolis when those teams stunk. And Nick is very laser focused. And I don't think it's just talk. I think he really walks that walk.
No, I think it's a great message that he's sending. I mean, after the game, they haven't done anything yet.
Well, Andy was... John, you played for Andy. Andy was also very even-keeled as well, in that he would certainly avoid trying to get high or low. And Tuesday was Tuesday, Wednesday was Wednesday, Thursday was Thursday. Every win
always consistent.
Right?
It was always exactly the same.
And it is a little more boring.
And he would say,
but it can be effective.
That's super important for a team in the clubhouse.
Way. That's the way they do it.
You got to stay even keeled. You can be emotional, but be even keeled.
Yeah, that's fascinating. It really is. 215-592-9494. All right, your reaction to Sirianni. Phone calls coming up and a lot more as well. Plus, Howard Eskin joins us next segment. Your phone calls and all of it on 94 WIP.